This is Trans Africa Radio.
So you think you can dance? She's British. And I love the way she like presents. And then even Bonang, I love watching Bonang and like her energy. So I watch things like that to like, inspire me and give me that energy to be able to do it. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, awesome stuff. That's crazy. So tell me, are you gonna put the music to the side and focus on television for the next couple, or are you gonna be dabbling in both?
Oh hell no! I've just been given this platform. How can I give myself put the music out on the back burner? Impossible. I have to push the music now more than ever because this is like a really huge audience for me. So currently I'm getting back into the music. I'm getting back into studio next week to work on my mixtape. What? And then the album's gonna come out soon after that during the summer.
And how do you think you balance the two? That's my greatest worry, because with music I feel like it takes a lot of you. And so would presenting if you are there perfecting your craft. So how would you manage the two?
Well, I mean, you guys know how it is. You guys love what you do. It doesn't feel like work, And even if I do get tired, what was that?
Well, sometimes it does feel like work. Let's not lie, actually. It does feel like work.
No, but I mean, I love everything that I do and everything that I put my hands into. So it doesn't really feel like I'm overworking my body until it's like, girl, you have to stop now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like with studio, late night, presenting during the day or vice versa, whatever I have to do, I'll do it.
Okay.
All right, awesome stuff. Coming up, let's get into a song. Young Black and yourself made a hot jam on this one titled
like that?
Yeah, Live Your Life. It's a jam, sister. So we'll get into this one when we get back. I want to get into what your thoughts are as far as the entertainment industry in Botswana. There's so much talent coming out of that side of the world, but I feel like, why do they always have to cross the border in order to make some kind of impact as far as the music is concerned and any kind of entertainment? Right now, though, Young Black and Sasa Klaas with Live Your Life.
Young Black.
Botswana's very own Sasa Klaas with 24 right here on Trans Africa Radio, 872 on your DSTV, 609 on OpenView HD, taradio.mobi on your mobile phone. People giggling, having the time of our lives. Let's not forget that Sheila loves that song 24. She releases her anger through that one.
Wow. That's another angle.
Well, it is. We have Zeus on the line. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. What up?
I'm awesome, man. We have also Sasa Klaas is also in the studio. You want to say what's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's good?
Yeah.
I'm chilling. Maybe we're fine. I read tell.
All right, awesome. I know that
Stop it.
All right, yeah, we'll kill it right there. We'll kill it.
How you doing, Maji?
I'm good, man.
All right, how was your day? It's always good to find out how people's days were.
Yeah, it was a very good day, a very different day, release day in terms of the single. So yeah, it's been a while since I've had to deal with this many media interviews, but yeah, I guess it's like riding a bicycle, man.
You're back on it, man. And how is life till this day, right? From the day you released Gijima, and I was like, where's this guy from? Till this day.
Yeah.
Tell us about the change in Zeus, who Zeus is. I know you're doing a lot of United Nation things, and you're doing as much as you can as far as giving back is concerned. And then Branch for Jam. Sure. I want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, sure. Jam for Branch. Yeah, Branch for Jam. I know. It makes sense either way. Yeah, either way. Somewhere there's Jam, there's Branch.
Right.
Yeah.
Will kill you.
No, but yeah, man. It's been quite an interesting couple of years from the time when I finished the promo for African Time. I was just looking to do so much more, to grow, and beyond the music. Because one thing that I've always feared a little bit was, just living my life as an artist persona, instead of as a real person, So, building relationships around you, engaging with communities around you, looking at other areas in yourself that you can grow your leadership and skills, So I'm passionate about film. I did a postgrad in film after that. And, I got married, Jam for Branch has been something.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta pause it, drop a bomb, a relation on it. So yeah, it's been quite an amazing experience to grow as an individual, not just as an artist. I mean, when I look back on the Guma days, young kids, fresh into Joburg for university, starting to try to find my way through the industry. It's quite like surreal sometimes to even look back. But yeah, so is the beauty of life.
All right.
I love how you spoke about, by the way, hi, Sheila here, yeah?
Hi, Sheila.
I love how you spoke about not just being an artist, but being human, and how you want to integrate other parts of your life. But to be quite frank, the artistry part of your life is very, how do I put it? When put in the limelight, once you've hit that pinnacle, it's very spot on. It's very, what is he doing now? How do you fuse that with you just being you, and you incorporating it with everything else you're doing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that's why for me it was so important to not necessarily be under the spotlight all the time. I tell people from a time when I started, from doing demos to what ended up being my first big single, I was about 16, 17, from a time when, as I was saying, going to university, throughout the early years of study to post, the industry and the media and all of that have always been there. And it's hard to grow up in front of all that. I think sometimes you do need a little time away to just, clear your own head and figure out where your own destiny is, because I think it's very easy to play to the audience after a while, such that you end up even losing yourself because, you just want to be relevant. It's like the social media age, the crazy things we'll do for likes, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So, yeah, I really feel like it's peace for you to be able to step away and just figure yourself out.
All right. Awesome stuff, man. I want to find out. I wanted to ask Sasa this very same question since both of y'all are here. And I feel like both artists are really doing well as far as their brands out there and across the continent and obviously Southern Africa and all of that. I want to find out about what are your thoughts regarding both of you. Your thoughts regarding the current, because there's a lot of talent coming out of Botswana. We're always having discussions here at Trans Africa Radio about so much talent coming out of Botswana. But what do they need? What else do they need to make sure that the whole world knows about it? It's not they coming from South Africa or because next thing South Africa is pulling a France and stealing people's and next thing he's South African, point in cases DJ Fresh here, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Shots fired.
So I want to find out, what do you think about the current game, the rappers coming out, the likes of Sasa? Because I feel like after that we actually gave Botswana, the time of day. We're like, okay, these guys can really rap. Can we really listen to their music? Yeah.
That's a great question, and I'm so happy that so many of our young talented artists are on your radar. So thank you first and foremost for that, because I feel like sometimes media houses beyond our borders don't stop to give us attention. Simply because you're from a small country. So it's something that needs to be very purposeful in terms of the big media houses. What are they doing for African entertainment beyond just the South African scene? And especially when you think of how the rest of the African scene really reciprocates with South Africa. A lot of your artists are booked in our countries. A lot of their music circulates on our media. So it's only right that it should be reciprocated, and then as for what our talent could do more of, I've always said, it's the music and whatever the raw skill is, it's almost the easy part. If you know how to dance, you know how to dance. If you know how to make a shoe, you know how to make a shoe. But what more needs to be done? The business around it is most key. You know what I mean? There needs to be teams that are assisting these young artists, but even before you can build a team, it's on you to learn the game and the system. And so I think, more and more young artists need to learn that they can't spend all their time in studio, or just on stage, or just enjoying the good life, because a lot of guys aren't prepared to do the really hard work. You know, they aren't prepared to go to the workshops and summits and, you know, take the courses.
Take the leap of
and
faith of just like risking it, and you know, because like it's said that the limits of your success are those of your vision. So if you limit yourself to like just one small area and just being because like our country is 2 million, you know, and like we're still a developing country, you understand. So I mean, the entertainment industry hasn't grown as much as it has here. And just the same way that South Africans are trying to break out and go to the States and Nigeria and whatever, you know, like we're also breaking boundaries, like with the artists that are coming here. So it's not a thing of just like saying, it's just South Africa or whatever. We want to reach the world as much as any other African nation wants to. You know what I mean? And and like you said, like Botswana are extremely talented. Like you have kids like out there putting in work. So what I would say to them is just erase the fact that there's a boundary between these countries and just become a citizen of the world. You know?
Yeah. I love that. That's such a big point, because one of the things that I've noticed as well is that a lot of guys get caught up in the smaller picture, in the, okay, let me get a big song, a big single for radio, let me cash in a couple of bookings, you know, and then no real vision beyond that, you know. So I love what she says in terms of breaking boundaries and looking at ourselves as international citizens, you know.
Just a question to the both of you. So what is the scene right now in Botswana? Because I know that everybody's trying to break out, you know, and just reach South Africa, reach the world, etc. What is it inside? Are these young and upcoming artists being appreciated? You know, are they being listened to? Is there sort of a link between, you know, the gurus of this industry and the young cats that are coming out? What is that like? Because you yourselves are within that space.
If you'll allow me to go, Zeus. I think like right now with the internet and social media, it's done a really great thing for just like artists in general. So now in Botswana, I think we've now reached like those levels of like celebrity culture and you know, like people wanting to know what the artist is up to and you know they're starting to listen to local music more. You know, even like the radio play in the country, I think like there's a lot more appreciation for the artists. In my opinion.
Shout outs to Orange.
I really do believe we're getting better and better at that in terms of learning to give credit where due. You know, because I think for the longest time we've always had that thing, and I think it's almost the same everywhere I've gone. You know, local markets tend to overlook or you know, not quite give the respect that's due to local artists. You know. So I think we're starting to get to a point now where people are appreciating quality more and more. And if the music is good, it's good. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to, you know, the Vizos of this world, you know, the Wonders, the Drama Boys, you know, there's a long list that I can, Bannerman, you know what I mean? There's a long list of kids.
Yes.
You know, like, the guys unknown, you know, the veterans are there. But the point that you made as well about the gap between the youth and the experience, I still feel like we haven't quite learned how to bridge it, you know? And it's mainly, if you ask me, some of it is all really industry egos type thing. You know, guys don't always want to humble themselves to come and ask for advice or help. And at the same time, you know, the guys with experience sometimes don't always reach out. You know, I've tried to make it a point to reach out, you know, to give guys calls at certain points just to say, yo, well done, man. I like what you're doing there. You know, this is where maybe I think you can take it further. You know, a guy like ATI could probably testify to that. You know, and I really hope we get somewhere, you know.
All right, awesome stuff. We're running out of time, Zeus, but when you're in the country, we have to come sit down, and this is going to be an extended conversation. I want you to tell us about Bebeto real quick, because when I heard the name, I was like, is this the soccer guy? What's going on?
So big up there. And firstly, thank you for the invite. I will take that, man. I much love to Trans Africa Radio. I've seen you guys playing my music for ages, long before we even spoke. So long before the Sony deal. So mad out for that. Bebeto is Uptown Kasi. I saw that on Twitter earlier. You guys picked up on my response to somebody who was saying how he feels like the song is so fresh in terms of the balance between like raw energy, but like a mature kind of cool to it. And he said it's like it's half gassy but so private school. I was like, that's why I call Uptown Gassy. That's Uptown Gassy. So yeah, it's chucks and fitted suits and champagne courts instead of black label courts.
All right.
But yeah, shout out Zeus, the football player. His goal inspired that.
All right, tell us, should we be looking out for another body of work coming out soon?
Yes, sir. The album is called Pieces of the Now. We should be sharing dates probably within a week or two or so, like post this first single released today. And yeah, as I say, the single came out today. Go out and get it on digital platforms, Apple Music, wherever your digital taste buds lie, Spotify. We're out there. So yeah, the album will be coming very, very, very shortly. It's a matter of weeks now.
All right, awesome stuff. Also want to find out Branch for Jam, Mun.
Jam for brunch.
Jam for brunch.
I'll fight him for you, Zeus. I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Jam for brunch is every first Sunday of the month. We do this in Gaborone. So yeah, whenever you're in the city, if you are coming down to Botswana, our neighbors in the northwest, Gauteng, it's not that long of a drive,
Yeah.
So come catch nice urban vibes. This is something that we started 4 years ago. That speaks to like foodie culture, live music culture, cocktails and drink culture. But all of this is brought together by wonderful people and smiles. And yeah, we're happy to have been able to color up the city. Shout out my founding partners. That's my wife, Zandi, and another one of our friends, Batswana.
Oh, my brother, what's man, there's struggles happening. Sheila wants to ask one more question.
So before you leave, you need to drop your social media handles so we can keep abreast with what's going on with your life, yeah?
Cool, yeah. On Twitter, it's at ZeusGC. Zeus, as you spell it, ZeusGC. That stands for Gab City.
Yeah,
and then on Instagram, it's Zeus Africa. Deuce like tennis deuce with a C, Africa with a K. And yeah, I'm always saying how I clearly need to standardize these things. So yeah, I'm sure we'll change that soon.
All right, awesome stuff. Thank you very much for your time.
Cool.
We shall continue the conversation with Sasa Klaas in the studio. See you soon, Maji.
Mad love.
Awesome.
Bye.
Let's get into this one. This is Zeus with Bebeto. Another. Yeah, man. She's a flame, man.
That's what it's worth.
Sasa Klaas is in the building. Yeah, man. And we're talking about the name of the show is Highly Inappropriate, right?
Yes.
And
Highly Inappropriate with Phat Joe.
With Phat Joe, yes.
Ooh, and we have let the cat out of the bag.
And it is on Momoja Love on the 14th of May at 9:30. If I'm not mistaken, let me quickly get
coming
the
Monday,
time.
channel 157.
157.
girl.
And she knows she does
She's
the job.
starting now, eh? She's giving the juice. I like it.
So what's it like working with Phat Joe? Because as a radio individual, I look up to him and his controversy and all of that. He got fired more than anybody I know.
Got hired more than anyone you know as well.
Yeah, that too. Someone hired Joe back in Joburg. We need him. But I want to find out from you, what was it like working with him, especially on this new show? It's on a new channel, so it's not like you dabbling into things that where he's comfortable already. Because I would assume he's also a bit uncomfortable with the new things. Obviously, he's a legend. But yeah, tell me more.
First of all, Joe is just such a natural. It's not even a thing. Like, no matter what age he'll come into the game, he's still going. You can tell that he's been doing this and he's had experience. And learning from him, first let me tell you, behind the scenes. First of all, like, Joe is so hardworking. Like, he does a million things at once. He's like behind the scenes, like doing production and like he's helping out, like there with the script writing, and then he's back on and like he's presenting, and I'm like, wow, this is like a powerhouse, like right in front of me. And I like that, like, he just as a co-host, he gave me so much responsibility so early in the show that made me feel like he believes in me and believes that I'm capable of doing it, and I really appreciate that he did that, you know. And he's just taken on the role with me as like an older brother and just like, you know, whatever you need, you know, I got you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In terms of like even pushing my music and so on and so forth. So he's an all-around great guy, and he's hilarious. But
And he opens up Instagram just for you and then he leaves, which is really weird. That's
but
like,
let me tell you, there's a lot of banter on the show. Yo, that guy does not leave me alone.
this is going to be interesting. We've seen a lot of late night shows in South Africa. Phat Joe being one of the guys that started this whole trend with the Phat Joe show back in the days, on SABC. And then what we've seen the likes of other shows on SABC and all of that. What should people expect as far as the difference is concerned on this one, especially because Joe is there and you are there, and it's a duo that no one's ever seen or heard of. What should people be on the lookout for?
Well, first of all, let me just say, creativity-wise, like just the creative process in general is amazing, because we're not only like, we don't only have like acting skits in between, you know, we have like interviews with local artists, we play local music, and then we have amazing controversial interviews, you know, so it's an all-around very spicy show. It's very inappropriate, but appropriate for the time that it's playing, you know what I mean? Yeah, so like it's great entertainment, it's completely hilarious. You know how Phat Joe is, you know, and he really goes at me like a lot. I'm sure like you'll really enjoy it. It's so funny. But like, yeah, and I get to act on the show as well.
So she's
doing everything.
She's coming for everything.
We come in buffet.
Buffet. That's the new one. Buffet girl.
Buffet my girl.
You know what I mean? In case you just joined us, Sasa Klaas is in the building talking about the show on Moja Love TV, channel 157 on DSTV. Available on all the Southern African channels, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay. 9:30 on Monday.
9:30 Mondays. It's premiering this coming Monday on the 14th of May. Please, you don't want to miss this one. This one is jam-packed. Amazing guests.
Surprises.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Let me a little bit. No, I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say just yet. But like, trust me, it's very spicy.
Drop some exclusive news. Like we can see they're telling you not to.
Like a young
Let's
tailing.
just say there's a book. And there's a blesser culture.
Hey.
You know?
A whole entire book.
There's a stalker in the show.
Okay.
Stalker.
There's a stalker.
The book must be male or female.
Blesser culture.
Oh, Blesser culture. Oh, that young. Oh,
I am not saying anything.
Okay,
we
got you. You better watch, because I'm gonna be there. 9:30 is giving me enough time to leave the studio, run back home, and I'm gonna be tweeting. So if you wanna be with me on the Twitter streets, because I'm always lonely.
Channel 157, guys. Trust me. And this Moja Love channel, it's giving, you know, local entertainment such a flair, such spice, and our show is included in that. You don't want to miss it.
So it's a weekly show, right? Or is it a daily show?
Weekly.
It's a weekly show. Okay, awesome stuff. Wow. Ash, I'm gonna ask. I'm not sure. Should I ask how many episodes this season?
Yeah.
It's the whole year.
The whole year, yeah.
That's the whole year. Okay. All right.
It's the whole year. You see that?
You see when management is
here, man.
You wanted to catch me off guard, eh?
You know,
this girl doesn't know anything.
Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit.
No, man. But the point of you coming here is obviously for us to push boundaries and try.
Push boundaries.
You know how I am, guys. You can ask me anything.
Oh yeah. Tell us, who are you seeing now?
Whoop.
This is a hot one.
I mean, when I said everything. Let's just say, you know, I mean, CVs can come in if they want, you know. Maybe someone's Botswana. So when you cross the border, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. What happens it stays there, right?
I'm just joking.
I love this.
Would you date in the industry again as someone who's
never
again?
I will never.
Never.
I will never. After 24, I'm done with this.
Is it?
Yeah.
And well, must we get into 24?
Listen.
So,
the 24 itself.
Was there any rebuttal from that, or was he scared?
It was the end of everything.
Oh, you shut him down. You are my hero.
My goodness.
It was the end of everything. But I mean, it was a long time coming. Like, you know, 3 years just, you know, not back and forth, just like one way. And I was like, I've been holding in too much. It's time.
release.
But yeah, we're over it. It's positivity, you know, good vibes. I wish him well, you know. He started a family as well. I'm like, you know, go on, do that. Yeah. But never. What industry? Please, if you're a rapper, you're listening, hell no.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
Guys, and we like, yo, I'm going to start singing now.
You know, I'm going to be on production. Poor guys.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane. So, yeah, it's happening on the 14th of May. The name of the show is Highly Inappropriate with Phat Joe. Sasa Klaas will be there each and every single show, right?
Yeah.
Crazy interviews going to be happening on that front. Comedic stuff. So you funny? Or you think you are funny?
I think I'm funny, guys. Like, I go into a coma after laughing at one of my own jokes. Like,
yes, girl.
I think I'm
No, that's funny.
hilarious. Really?
Yeah, because you go into a coma. Like, no.
You just said it. That's funny. That's a straight
It's
face.
like something saying lol. Please stop it.
Wow.
No, but I feed off Joe, you know. And I think most of my humor in the show is just basically like bouncing off him, you know, and playing victim pretty much because he bullies me.
Is it?
A lot.
But it's good, right? It's good.
No, of course. Yeah, no, it's entertaining. It's hilarious.
Any altercations that have ever happened on air where you were like, nah, today, Joe, you pushed it too far?
No. Anything goes.
Anything goes.
Anything. Really?
It's inappropriate. It's highly inappropriate. That's the name of the
How
show.
important is it to have chemistry with Joe? I mean, obviously, everybody will say, yes, it's important, or the show will be boring, or it won't work. But for you, as Sasa Klaas, how important is it for you to have chemistry with Joe such that you gel well?
Extremely important. And I think he even made it a point before we started production to like hang out and just like, you know, get to know the kind of person that I am.
Yeah.
And like I said, like he took on a very like older brother like role. So like I feel like I can trust him. Even when he comes to me and he's like, you didn't quite do that right, or like maybe you can fix it here. Like I trust his opinion because he's somebody that like, you know, I've hung out with. So it's very important to have that chemistry, you know. And at the same time, he's also my boss. So like there's also those boundaries, you know what I mean? And with the upcoming mixtape. And then after the mixtape, it's the album. There's going to be a lot of visuals. Check out your local prints as well, pushing the show, as well as the show itself. I'm going to be acting very, very soon, DJing, everything. We're coming for everything, man.
Young calendar. Okay, all right then. It's been wonderful. Where can people find you on social media?
On Facebook, let me start with my people. It's Sasa Klaas. That's KLAAS. And then on Twitter, it's Sasa Klaas. On Instagram, Sasa Klaas. Sasa Klaas everywhere.
Okay, Sasa Klaas everywhere, man. Do the right thing, man. Make sure you follow her. Don't stalk her. Please make sure you watch the show on Monday. Maybe you'll get some
Actually,
tips.
do stalk me.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, that's the point.
She must be stalked.
Follow people and keep tabs. Stalking is different, Sheila.
Nah, stalk her. Find out everything.
Wow.
Go for everything.
Okay, it's getting a bit creepy in the building, but thank you very much for joining us. Certainly looking forward to watching the show. Yeah, because we heard about the Botswana situation and we never got to see you because obviously we're in the wrong country. And then, so we'll try and catch this one on Saturday, on Monday. Monday.
You excited?
9:30, 14th of May. Shut up, Sheila. And that's what's going to be happening. We'll be watching our televisions. But yeah, it's been great. Thank you very much, Sasa.
Thank you guys so much. It's always amazing being here. And let me just say, I listen to your show when I can. And you guys are really pushing this local, actually African music. So thank you so much for that.
I got emotional there.
Wow, man. The sounds of German Dollar as well as Sasa Klaas on this one. Yeah, man. This one's titled Heartbeat. So much versatility coming out of Botswana, man. You just have to go and chill out with Sasa when you get there. Do the right thing, man. Stay tuned. Coming up for the Request Hour.
Feel my heartbeat.
This is Trans Africa Radio.